issues and copier issues. Things slowed down a little bit, which isn't necessarily bad at this time of the year because you get tired of that fast pace. So I am aware, Senator, that a bill that we thought would be in this committee isn't here yet, but that's okay if you're fine with us discussing the language. And then when that happens, hopefully later today, we could put the language into it.
Madam Chair, thank you. And I am almost through with my coffee, so I think we could discuss that and language, and we would be able to comprehend what's going on. So.
And I think I have to catch up with you because this is my first cup. Okay, we are here to look at removing the language that is currently in Senate sub for House Bill 2262 concerning controlled substances. I'll get it out. And to put that into another bill, exactly the language that's in there into a new bill.
So, Madam Chair, just so our side understands what you're wanting to do, we currently have Senate Substitute House Bill 2262, and then there's another House bill that's going to be used as a shell. And we want to take the contents as it is written in 2262 and put it in the new shell. Mm-hmm. Okay. Were there any other changes or anything any other language, or just as it is?
Then there would be one additional. So I just wanted to make sure I was very clear on what we were doing because I can get confused very easily with this. I want the public to understand. We also have a piece in another bill, and staff will pull this up. That deals with fentanyl strips, and we would like to put the language in there which would exempt the fentanyl strips from being considered paraphernalia. There is evidence out there that this has the potential to save quite a few lives when they can test for it.
Do we have a copy of that language or the bill number that is in?
They're working to get it. We'll kind of put them on a...
Is that our printer and copier issues?
Part of it, yes.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Jenna Moyer, Revisor Statutes Office. And this was in House Bill 2277. It was an amendment done on the House floor. It's on page 6, line 27. We can maybe just get copies of the bill. That way we wouldn't have to make a balloon or anything. And that line, it currently has testing equipment that's used to analyze the strength, effectiveness, or purity is considered drug paraphernalia. And this language added excluding fentanyl testing strips. So it's just those 4 words that would be added to exclude those little strips. I think you just dunk them in the drug matter, and then it tells you whether or not there's the presence of fentanyl.
And we'll make sure that you have that language before because we got to wait on that bill anyway, but I just wanted to get everything out on the table so you knew what we were dealing with.
Yeah, that sounds great, and that way we can, in between, when we get back to actually working on that bill, we'll have a good understanding, hopefully. So.
Okay. Then we have another little matter that came to our attention yesterday, and we had already conferenced on 453, just had not gotten around to signing a report as of yet. We were made aware yesterday that Fort Hays State is in their second year of what is a 3-year process for accreditation for their master level social work program. They have a class that is graduating in May and then another class before the end of this year. If we don't put a fix in there to allow them, being they are in a provisional accreditation process, and Scott can explain it further if I'm doing it wrong, then they would not be able to get their license in May or before the end of the year. And you're very well aware, as I am, how important and the need is for having our social workers. So we're coming in and we have language to insert. Do we have copies of that down here? Okay, Scott will hand it out. But to insert this language into 453, because it is a fix into that bill, strictly targeted for Fort Hays, because they'll have their full accreditation next year. And we want to make sure that we can get more social workers. I have had conversation with the BSRB. Their board's not able to meet to approve this, to be upfront with you, but they have been helpful in guiding us on what the language should be so that we do keep it narrow and it's dealing with a provisional accreditation. But just for this school at this time, it would not go into perpetuity.
Madam Chair, where is Fort Hayes in their program accreditation process?
They are just a little over the 2-year mark of a 3-year process. So we feel comfortable doing this with them today.
So that's why it expires in July of 2023, because they should be accredited then, fully accredited.
I don't have an exact date, so I can't tell you it will be July 23, but I think it's right around there, yes, Senator.
Thank you.
I don't want to turn down the opportunity of any social workers if we can avoid it, because we all know, and you serve on committees too, that deal with this quite a bit. So.
Do you know how many are in that program right now?
We don't off the top of our head, no.
Madam Chair, I have a question, probably more for Scott. On F2, the provisions of this subsection shall apply retroactively. Do we know what that retroactive date is, or are we just, how far back retroactive means in this line?
Mr. Chairman, good morning, everyone. So without specification, it would apply at any time. However, it is limited specifically to the MSW program at Fort Hays State University. So anybody who has been a graduate of that program, it would apply to. But without a beginning date for that, there would be no limitation going back.
So would we unintentionally move it back so far that we would accreditate or allow someone to get this before the accreditation process started for Fort Hays? That would be my concern.
I don't know that, Senator, that they would have had a master level program prior to the start of the accreditation. I'm not sure on that.
Do we have a phone a friend in the audience that we could ask this?
Well, I might have phone a friend on my phone. I think this is their first class. Let me just double check on that.
All right. Thank you, Madam Chair. I just want to make a clarification about 2277. The only change that would be adopted, or that the House is asking for, is that fentanyl strip amendment. The rest has already been taken care of through House and Senate Conference Committee.
Senator, you were correct in that they did have a class before this, but at that time, the BSRB thought they were fully accredited, so they did receive their license. They became aware of it with this class that's getting ready to graduate. And so it would affect this class going to the second class this year that will graduate with the master level.
So all previous classes have the master's level
With a license.
with a license, and this class would not unless.
Get a license, yes.
Okay,
They'll have their masters, but that's it.
okay. Let us discuss this.
And I might mention, I did get a call this morning, Senator, from one of our CMHCs that they're planning on hiring one of these, so they're real excited about seeing this get fixed.
Madam Chair.
Yes, Senator.
I think the Senate position on this, on your offer, I think since it's defined as narrowly as it is, just to Fort Hays State in this situation, that we're agreeable to this.
Well, I appreciate that, and I apologize for it coming at the late hour, but I was kind of shocked yesterday when it hit us, but we definitely want to take care of it. We do think there may be another school, but they are in a different process right now with theirs. So if we discovered that they might be eligible under something like this, we would look at that at omnibus, but we're not sure at this time, so we're not including them. That's why we keep it just defined to Fort Hays.
Okay, thank you. That sounds good. Madam Chair, so I do believe we are in agreement. So for the second time, hopefully the final time, 453 Conference Committee report will hopefully get signed and passed by both chambers. And you guys get to take it up first since it's a Senate bill. So
All right.
we'll wait for your action and we'll move forward on our side.
All right. Well, and I appreciate your accommodating us on this, and I kind of figured that you would. We will make sure that you have that other language on the fentanyl strip so that you can see that, how we're inserting it, but it's coming just from one bill to another bill, so we're not changing anything on it. Either we have checked with different groups. They're not real excited about it, but they don't oppose it. So I guess that we will adjourn until further notice, further notice of our next exciting, because we are packed this morning at 8:30 in the morning, Health Committee meeting, conference. Yes, go ahead. Do you have it? Okay. I do have to say, Senator, I think that the timeframes that we've asked our staff to operate on the last few days has gone considerably well, and the There may be a hiccup here and there, but that's kind of expected with this process. So I appreciate the work that they've done as well. All right.
And I echo that sentiment because our staff does a great job, and especially under pressure and a tight time frame that they have to operate and limited resources, and sometimes, especially when their printers and copiers are not working efficiently, it makes it even that much funner for them, I bet.
Or you get a last minute call and it's like, I thought you weren't calling me again. Well, I didn't think I was, but I am. So we'll adjourn then until we make our next announcement. We'll stay in touch. Thank you, Senator.